Hello, Saints Nation. Welcome back to another night of action here on the Saints Gaming CA channel, where today we have our season finale of the NACE Rocket League regular season playoffs right around the corner as we get to see Lincoln Christian University up against St. Clair College. My name's Dan Banner, going to be one of your hosts for tonight, and apparently Nico is going to be my partner in crime in regards to commentary today. So if you hear a cat meow, that is probably what's going on there. But we're just getting ready to get this matchup started. Of course, we got to see the Rocket League team in action a little bit last night as well. A back and forth game, but they were able to take it in Game 5 action, where it just seemed like it was a game of momentum. When one team scored, they oftentimes scored early, and they held control pretty much the entirety of that game. Exception of Game 5, where St. Clair definitely came around, popped off on that one, securing himself the win in the UCA action. But speaking of this St. Clair team, why don't we take a look at our starting lineup tonight for the Saints? Of course, the same three we've been watching all season so far. We've got Tyler Bellavance, aka Fusion, Ryan Gray, that's going to be Kariz, and Kamal Alariri on the starting roster here today. Of course, Kamal from Computer Systems Technology, the network side of things, and Ryan and Tyler are Kariz and Fusion, both freshmen here in the esports program here at St. Clair College, and of course, coaching for what seems like quite the while now here for our Rocket League squad. Of course, we've got Umi Boo and Real Deal, Mr. Lapine and Mr. Sinclair, respectively, looking to get things started. And I'm sure you've probably just heard the beeps, so we are about to get ready for the matchup. Just gotta wait for Lincoln Christian University, LCU, to get into the lobby. So it is right around the corner. But I'm definitely looking forward to this one. I guess a little bit of a background for the matchup itself tonight. Currently, LCU has been struggling a little bit so far in the NACE season, where they're sitting second last in the group as of right now. And these are quite big groups. But that being said, they have found themselves a couple of victories in the season overall, especially versus a couple of the mid-pack teams. But overall, having themselves a hard time. Meanwhile, St. Clair, they've lost to, of course, Mizzou and to Northwood, currently two top teams and two CRL teams in the league. So still being able to sit in that second position is pretty fantastic, if I do say so myself. And if the ball goes the right way today, they could probably find themselves either tied or on top of this entire group. Of course, there is still a couple matches left to go. But for our Saints, tonight is the last one. So it'll be Mizzou, us, and Northwood as of this moment. But we are just right around the corner for this matchup to begin. Still just waiting on a couple additional players to hop in the lobby. They caught me off guard yesterday. I'm sure if you joined me yesterday, you're probably laughing at the fact that like soon as it hit 8 o'clock, the face-off took place, and I'm scrambling to get us into the matchup, running over Colin in the process, but they're giving me a bit of a breather, I suppose, this time by. But nonetheless, of course, a big thank you to the sponsors that do make Saints Gaming, of course, happen. St. Clair College, the St. Clair College Alumni Association, Zuckelman School of Business and IT, St. Clair Student Representative Council, EC Outlet, and Tim Hortons. Wouldn't be able to do this without you, and definitely grateful for everything that you've done. And of course, thank you to everybody who, of course, is already tuning in, supporting their friends, family, classmates, or their programs. The fact that you are here is absolutely wonderful. I know a lot of, I know at least, not necessarily growing up, but a little bit growing up, trying to explain the whole esports side of things to other people was always rather difficult. So if they're explaining esports to you and you're here supporting them in their endeavors, that's absolutely wonderful. Okay, so the players were in the lobby. Now they seem to have disappeared. So still just a couple more moments before we get started. And while I have the opportunity, I'm going to also show off some of the matches that we do have scheduled up here for the Saints Gaming CA stream for the next couple days. Of course, every day there seems to be something going on around here, and I'm definitely not complaining. Wednesday, UCA Overwatch action. I think they have about 1 or 2 more weeks left in that league, and they're currently, I believe, either 2-2 or 3-2, so they're hovering around the middle. I'm sure they want to turn that around to a positive. Thursday, League of Legends. That's going to be a crazy one. It's going to be the first time that our League of Legends team gets to go up against the University of Windsor's varsity team in OPSE action. So that'll be an interesting one. Friday, of course, I mean, I just realized some of the actual numbers of this will probably be wrong, but bear with me. The dates are proper in regards to which day it is specifically. So Friday, Rainbow Six Siege action. Collegiate R6 playoffs continue after a bit of a nail-biter last Friday. Our Saints looking to keep pushing forward. Then on Saturday, we have ourselves a doubleheader. First off, the R6 Collegiate Championships will be happening at 3 p.m. And then TESPA Call of Duty continues at 7 o'clock. They had a pretty good showing last weekend as well. At least on Sunday, it was actually a really close game. That one went all the way to the third game. Saturday, I heard, didn't exactly necessarily go as well, but it was to one of the top teams currently in the group, so it is what it is there. Now, unfortunately, it does seem like we are still waiting for Lincoln Christian University to show up to the match, so as we wait for them, I'm unfortunately going to have to throw it to a very fast break, and when we hop on, we won't be missing the face-off. We'll get you right into the action very shortly. Accusing Penguin, thank you for the subscription to the Saints Gaming Stage channel. Feel free to spam that griffin, and my face, as odd as that may still seem to me personally. But thank you for your support to the program. Much appreciated. Hey, Saints Nation, I haven't forgotten about you. Unfortunately, it seems like the LCU squad, they kinda made a mix-up of their schedule. So they're scrambling to try and get online. They have till about 8:30 before the automatic DQ does go through. So hopefully, we'll have ourselves a matchup in a moment's time. Cheering for LCU, I hope we get on. Want to see a match tonight. Of course, we want to see a match tonight. So we will, in the meantime, keep it on the break, but just wanted to give you the update as to what's going on. Hopefully, we'll be on the pitch soon. Hey Saints, hope you're still with us here. As you can hear probably in the background here, the LCU squad have just made it just on the nick of time. So it sounds like we're going to be playing them momentarily. Got to get them into the game once again. Apparently they had the time zone wrong. They're looking for Central Time, 8 o'clock instead of Eastern. So they were somewhat ready to play, but they just weren't all at their computers. So we're just fixing that up right now. And then apparently this is a thing I gotta do. Do we get an emote for Nico? Apparently she shows up on time for more matches than our opponents more often than not. So if you think that deserves a cat emote, be sure to let me know. I know they show up pretty frequently, whether it's beside me or whatnot. Yeah, so once again, tail the tape for the match at hand here. So St. Clair currently being shown in second position in the NACE Rocket League standings, and could, with a win today, threaten the possibility at getting first place over Mizzou. But with Mizzou being as crazy dominant as we've seen in the past, they're probably going to win as well and either take it. And if it did become a tiebreaker scenario anyway, the head-to-head would go to Mizzou. With that being said, our St. Clair squad doing a fantastic job so far in this season, sitting either second or third by the time this season's over. So, fantastic job. I look forward to seeing what the playoffs end up looking like as we move forward into the postseason. Still no dice here on the side of LCU, so hopefully give us a little bit more time for this matchup to start. Hey, they're joining the lobby right now. All right, so we are for sure going to have a game. Took a little bit, but thankfully LCU has arrived. I know personally, I'm not a fan of taking forfeit wins all the time, but at the same time, there needs to be some order here in collegiate esports. Otherwise, people will just run over us. And instead, it's just production guys who get run over. But anyway, game number one, just about to get started. We've got St. Clair in the blue side, actually. My overlay is lying, and we're going to have LCU in the orange. Sure enough, similar to what we saw yesterday. St. Clair coming out with a bang here as, like, not even 10 seconds in, we have ourselves the first goal. I mean, during yesterday's matchup, it would have been the opponent from St. Clair who got the first one. But nonetheless, right off the face-off, starting things off strong. Of course, on the side of LCU, not necessarily get the chance to take a look, but that's going to be Commander York. They call me Boogie, or call me Bog. They call me Boog, that's what it is. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck that other name is, but before I even get the opportunity to take a look, Fusion finding himself, I think this is his second, or so in this one, off the backboard from Kamal, right to Fusion. Chris was right there for backup if necessary, but that wasn't going to be needed. A quick 2-0 to start off this one. Off the face-off, insta-demo coming out here from Kariz, gets the shot on top, and okay, Kamal coming in hot, going to get the shot from Fusion, bounces it right off the backboard. Kamal just right on time, no defense, nobody home. It is a 3-goal game within just over 30 seconds into this one. I would be absolutely mind-boggled if this turned into a, oh my goodness, hang on a second, huge play there from Fusion to Kariz. Blowout or not, this was actually sick. Off the backboard to Fusion, right to Kariz. And there is absolutely nothing that LCU can do. They really look like they are getting themselves a little bit overwhelmed by the play from St. Clair. It looks like a lot of them are not very comfortable playing in the skies. And oh geez, they actually just completely whiffed a shot. Can they use their goaltender? Not quite. Kamal with the insta-punish. And we are getting ourselves into a absolute disgusting mess here, it looks like. 5 goals within a minute. Off the face-off, it's in the back of the net. Chris may give his car's life, sends it to the junkyard to trade it out for a goal, as he was just a little bit better off the start. And that one hurt, to say the least. 6-0 now for St. Clair College. Of course, this is one of those situations where, with the way NACE is set up, you need every point to count, every goal to count, and every win, of course, to count for tiebreaker scenarios. It's like, say, for example, a situation does happen for the top 3, and it will change seeding. Of course, head-to-head may be first, but it is like goal differential. That does take a factor, which is why we see Fusion there, and the rest of the St. Clair squad constantly just peppering the net, because everything matters. They can't take their foot off the gas, as we're going to go up to 7-0. Minute 30 in. Kamal over to Fusion. It's going to be going towards the net once again. Kamal going to bank it off the post. And of course, the post could sometimes be your best friend or worst enemy, as we see Fusion picking up another, getting the rebound off of Kamal's post shot. Definitely feeling rough for LCU, of course. A little bit of the mistake made by their coach to give them the wrong time really made it so they have absolutely little to no warm-up. And oh my god, Fusion, really? He just completely gets it past everybody here from the skies. Let's take a look once again. Just hangs on to it a little bit longer. As they jump, he gets one more shot in and is able to redirect it towards the net. (9-0) with still 3 minutes to go. York and Boog trying to make something happen, but you could even tell the side of LCU just look like they're running around with their heads cut off, because nobody is playing defensively. They are 3 pushing when they don't have control, and it's just leaving wide open situations here. And the preemptive GG actually coming out here from Commander York, so you can tell that motivations may be shot after that one. Kamal to the skies. Fusion is actually going to play goaltender for LCU at this point, apparently. He's going to go back to Chris, who's just going to carry it on in and tuck it right under all 3 of them. Alrighty then, 11-0. Chris with a pretty fantastic goal, to be honest. Just splits the triangle. Oh dear. I feel like I'm going to need a shower after this one, because this is absolutely disgusting. I feel like this is one of those kind of games that I have to talk to somebody afterwards, because I don't feel right anymore. Kamal to Commander York, not going to happen. Kamal going to seal another one on the board. So this is easily the highest scoring game I think I've seen in Saints Rocket League, and it's all on one side of the board. Of course, Saints sitting 12-0. I really want to see LCU pull something together here, though. Like, I do not always encourage a blowout. I want to see these guys get something going here, but LCU definitely struggling to even get off the ground. You can really tell that anytime it's in the air, it's just not even fun, as Fusion going to find himself lucky number 13, as Commander York and Boog don't get the clearing attempts they were looking for, and it's just going to be a simple little crawl through the net. Another one. Yeah, Boog tried to clear it out, but unfortunately just did not get all of it, and Fusion was able to tuck it in nice and easy, considering there is no defense on the side of LCU, and oh dear God, if that's not a sight to see. So we have hat tricks for everybody currently on the St. Clair lineup, and they can't jump, which means it's going to be Kariz getting the finishing blow there as Fusion with the pass right into the center. Off the wall, there he comes, and split the D, go right through the right side. (15-0) with still 2 minutes left. And there is still... Normally I would advocate that this is still a best of 5, so there's still plenty of time to regroup. That could very well still happen. Being able to get back onto an even playing field, of course, would be fantastic. Now we see Kamal just becoming an absolute madman, as he's going to get multiple demos in the last couple moments there. But there we go. Harmon going to try and push us forward, and it actually would have been on target, but Fusion is going to be forced to come back and pick that up, as Kamal now passes it up to Fusion into the corner. Pass to the center, nobody home, but he's going to smoke the post. Minute 20 still to go. Curry's going to take to the skies, bounce it off his hood. Can he make it to Kamal? He is going to be able to find him to get number 16 for the team. Nice little passing play there from Kariz and the rest of the Saints, as once again, York really had its opportunity to try and clear it, but only got a piece of it, which inadvertently just kind of lobbed up the shot for a spike. Off the face-off, it goes into the LCU zone once again. The awkward bounce off the wall is going to give Fusion his 70th goal, apparently, in this game. My goodness. Another one on the board. And it's just unfortunate, like I was saying before, any time the Saints take to the skies, LCU look like deer in headlights. They just stand there and they have no idea what they're doing. Even the slightest of jumps like that just don't seem to be like capable right now for them. And I know it is one of those things that you definitely have to learn like off the start. I know personally, whenever I try to play Rocket League, I struggle with that too. Every single time I try to make an aerial, I whiff it completely, or I barely touch it at all. And even then, poor LCU, just not able to contest this. It basically gives Fusion and Kamal, Kariz, all free reign of the skies to do whatever the heck they want. Yeah, York with a good attempt, but you can tell, like, similar to what I was saying, like, that time he got into the position but could not get enough of it, so... like, just aerial play does not seem to be their forte so far, and St. Clair are abusing that big time. Yeah, you can see they're trying, but that looked a lot like me, to be completely honest, and Fusion going to find goal number 10. Poor York. Definitely having a hard time, but at the end of the day, like, they could still turn this around when it gets to game 2 and onward. Just get yourself warmed up here at this point. Still got a little bit of time left to go, and hopefully with game 2 they can find themselves a little bit of aggression here. Granted, their style is probably going to be a bit more grounded, which is going to be a little bit more predictable, but you can still make something happen. But they definitely are looking for a reset of some sort, because this is getting absolutely out of control here for St. Clair College. Once again, the highest scoring game I've ever seen, let alone highest scoring from one team in particular. 22-0. Off the face-off goes wide. You can even see that some of these members from LCU, they aren't even driving at this point. They just want this game to be over. But unfortunately, the more goals St. Clair scores, the less that timer ticks down. So it's going to be helping them in terms of tiebreaker scenarios, which is why they're continuing to just pound away on this poor LCU team. It's just the format we live in here in the NACE League. Yeah, ball up to the skies. Korea's going to take it down the left side. 20 seconds left on the clock, which in Saints time is probably going to be 2 minutes. We shall see momentarily. Maybe I am happy to be wrong on this one as it's ticking down. 5 seconds left. One more shot, one more goal for good measure. Korea's going to find himself his 7th in this game. A nice try though. Boog was right there, but the awkward, like, slow hit there that Korea's pulled off just made it so that even though he was coming in hot to try and make that save, he just shot past it. Like the attempt, but it just wasn't there that time. And of course, this is best of 5 action, so still got plenty of time for some sort of light to show up here for the LCU squad. Like, Harmon, like, the only point on the board here for LCU was the save, a single save by Boog, and Harmon with the shot. So this is not anywhere near what I expected. I felt like that St. Clair was going to be the favorites on paper, but I did not expect this to be the case with how crazy that was. We definitely need to see a turnaround here for LCU, because it is this one hurts to watch on both sides, to be completely honest. But we'll have to see if game number 2 brings anything different. Once again, St. Clair on the blue side, LCU on the orange, and LCU with the face-off win, but nobody is home once again to keep that ball out of the net. So Kariz going to find his first goal of this game in particular, as off the wall, got past one of the defenders, and yeah, there's just nobody back. Not sure their positioning there, but St. Clair was able to abuse that extremely quickly. Okay, York able to take it up the wall, though. Kamal's going to meet him halfway, puts it towards the net, bounce centered. Kariz lobs it up. Harmon is there, but you can tell it's just such an awkward position if you don't know how to play to the skies. Fusion is literally just trying to bust their tires open, but it's not going to be the case. Kamal shot on target is going to be able to beat the flipping York as he tries to make the backflip, but does not quite get it. Boogie tried to make something happen, and unfortunately for him, ended up just being a ramp towards the net. Have ourselves another one as Kamal takes to the skies. A nice attempt there from York. He had the right idea. He did take to the skies to try and contest that, but Kamal was just so comfortable up there and was not able to stop it. Okay, so apparently I have been told that the goal differential is not a tie-breaking opportunity here in NACE's league, which means we are just going to have to all take a shower after this one. Perez is just bouncing this back and forth through the crease. Fusion going to take to the skies, and of course, nobody from LCU is going to be able to contest. Now York, as it drops, is going to actually clear this. He's going to try and take this himself into the St. Clair zone. Kamal going to push him aside, but all three committed in that attack. Nobody home for defense, 4-0. Okay, defensively right now, I mean, I'll give LCU credit. They are doing a much better job defensively compared to the last game, where it probably would have been, let's see, by the 3-minute mark, it would have been close to like 12-0 at that point. But other than small victories and trying to find the light at the end of this tunnel, it's a hard one here for LCU. They're trying to make something happen. Ball around the neutral zone. Not going to be able to get in control of it. Harmon is back on defense. He's going to try and get a piece of it. He's going to be able to put it into his own corner. So it does stop the offense there for the moment. This is what I like to see. Slight adjustments actually are coming out from LCU, but they can only do so much if they don't know how to play to the skies. But a good save there from York to get a piece of it, dump it into his own corner, and move forward. Kamal is going to be there to reach it. Harmon doesn't necessarily have very much boost to try and make something happen here. He's going to try his best, and granted, he is still making it very difficult for Kamal to move around. York trying to push it forward, but it's going to be collided with. Tries to get control of it, but just bounces back into the air. Harmon tries to get himself up into the air, but doesn't have much boost to try and do it. Can he interfere with Fusion? Not if he just flips it over his head. And with Kamal taking out York in the net, a very solid shot there from St. Clair. Good teamwork. Because York was there. He was ready to try and make the save, but of course, like I said in the cast yesterday, there is no penalties in Rocket League. By all means, do as much goaltender interference as you want. And that's an unfortunate face-off there. Fusion, okay, I guess Harmon was right on his tail, so he just tries to control it into the corner. Chris, once again, taking York out. Try and slow it down. They kind of were forced to put it in towards their own zone. Fusion up to the skies, off the roof, bringing it down. Going to be intercepted, though. It's going to be Boog, and there is a lot of demos. Both sides getting involved with this one. And actually, this could be opening. Oh my goodness, Harmon. Extremely close, but could not find the finishing touch. Fusion to the sky is going to be denied. I believe that was by Harmon. So stuck in the neutral zone. Kamal going to give chase to the ball. Fusion right there with him as well. Kamal going to take to the sky once again. Chris taking York out. It's starting to get, like, I was just giving them hell for not having a goaltender. But if their goaltender is just sitting still in the net, it can also be abused. And we see York really getting the short end of the stick there in that situation. He's going to find Harmon, take him out for the time being. Kamal waiting for his opportunity to strike. Has his boost ready to go. Chris getting demoed, and Kamal, by taking it slow, he was... Oh, actually, oh no. Okay, they do manage to save it. And Kamal was just hanging on tight, has all the resources he needs to make another offensive play. But you can tell St. Clair definitely slowing down at this point, just trying to get the clock to go down. If, of course, if the tiebreaker situation was not by goal differential, which I thought it was at the beginning of the season, but I'll have to get confirmation on that, then by all means, they just have to move on to this next game. Boog just giving constant interference to Chris. You love to see it. Game number 2, going over to St. Clair. So a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel there for LCU. Still not finding themselves on the board, but at least some of their clearing and goaltending was improved on, I would say, overall. They were able to make a couple saves that time compared to the one from last game. And the only hat trick on the board going over to Kamal in this game, as everybody else got a piece of it with a couple of assists, but that is just about it there. They're not going to waste any time going into game number 3. Going to keep the same sides, and we'll hop right into it. Right here, right now, match point for St. Clair. I like York's mentality, though. Even though those first 2 games were a little bit rough. Of course, this is game 3, not game 2. My overlay's a liar. Even though the first 2 games were a little bit difficult, not trying to shut things down right away, keeping everybody's psyche in check, keeping them motivated. And actually, this is a good shot here from York on target, and Commander York going to find the first goal here for LCU in this entire match after St. Clair kind of caught with their pants down. Fusion was expecting, I think, his partner to come in and make the save or make the block there. It did not happen, and the ball just ended up going over everybody. So in this case here, St. Clair is actually opting to not take the face-off. Into the corner. Fusion puts it towards the center. Nobody home this time by. Kariz did not have any boost, so he had to go back and get some. Centering attempt. Tries to get a shot off for himself because nobody else was quite there. Kamal now is there, but it's not going to be able to get it past the defense. Looks to get an aerial shot moving forward. Kariz and York. York actually going up to the skies to contest. I absolutely loved that, but Fusion was there for the rebound, going to allow this to get tied up 1-1 before the minute. Off the face-off, went into the St. Clair zone, but the Saints are currently in hot pursuit to try and push this forward. Kamal going to hang on a moment. Jukes out the one, jukes out two, and we see this from Kamal all the time. If there's any highlight here in that game or in this matchup, that's definitely going to be it. From one direction and then pops it over the head of the other. And if you can't assume that that play is going to happen and take the aerial, I don't think you're shutting that one down. Beautiful moves from Kamal. Charging through, and let's get ourselves another one, why don't we? Kariz moving that one forward off the wall, where Fusion was coming in hot, and York makes a leap for it, but was just too little, too late. Gonna be another one, 3-1, St. Clair. Off face-off into St. Clair's zone. Kamal does not have much boost to work with. He might need to pick something up nice and quick. Fusion, however, loaded, ready to go. York trying to keep this in the neutral zone, but Kariz is going to pinch it forward as it goes around. Fusion is right there for the shot. Everybody from LCU trying to make the save here, but it's not going to be enough. They somehow get it out of the corner. Kamal to Kariz. Nice play, St. Clair, to put themselves 4-1 ahead. Look away for the briefest of seconds, and we seem to have ourselves another one, as it's going to be Kamal finding the goal from, his Fusion from up top. Just under 3 minutes to go. And St. Clair picking up where they left off in the other games, it looks like, as the destruction continues. Good start here for LCU, however, as they moved it into the St. Clair zone, got the shot off, forced a save. Kariz pushes it forward, nobody in nets, and that is going to be carried in by Fusion, who makes sure he can get around York just in the nick of time. He was on his way there and looked to try and take the player instead of the ball. Even if he got the demo onto Fusion, the ball very well may have just crawled in anyway. So we're now sitting at 6-1. Fusion into the LCU zone. Going to hang on to it for a second. Doesn't have much boost left, I don't think. There is one right next to him, but going to get stolen away by Boo. Armin going to try and push this forward. Kamal was there to kind of interfere with him a bit, and Korea is going to take out Boog. But is now going to allow LCU for the moment to at least get it out of here. But we can see Fusion going to just try and keep it in his own corner. A good little pass here for York, but it's going to be denied by Kariz. Good awareness from Kariz there to pop himself up into the air as the defenseman from LCU was hot on his trail looking for the demo. Just having them drive right through them. This could be a race now. Harmon looking to try and make something happen, get the backboard shot off himself, but they don't play to the air too well, which makes this follow-up shot extremely difficult. They are going to be able to get the try and get the shot off anyway. However, St. Clair are going to be right there to shut that down. Loose in the neutral zone. Harmon's going to be the only hope for defense. He's going to try and make it stop, but it's not going to happen. Kamal goes through a few, popped up into the skies, is where it's going to end up for the time being. Fusion into the corner. There is Kamal and Kuriz both nearby. Harmon going to push it into the St. Clair zone now. Fusion from the top. It's going to crawl all the way in. Nicely done there to get goal number 4 on this game specifically and get 7 goals for St. Clair in game number 3. I like what York did there, knowing that he has a hard time with the aerial play. Tried to make it work so he can ride along the wall. And if he did make contact with the ball, it would have went into his own corner. But unfortunately, just was not quite high enough on that one to make it happen. To Harmon, but there is no follow-up shot here, it looks like, for LCU. So Kamal going to bring it past 1, past 2, but not past the 3rd. I believe that was Boog coming in clutch, or Boog or Harmon rather, to make sure that that stayed in the St. Clair zone. York going to try and make something happen here. Tries to push Kamal away. Really trying to interfere with them if possible. Robbing away some of St. Clair's boost, and in fact, might get themselves a shot. 10 seconds on the clock, and I think LCU is thinking exactly what all of us are in this particular moment. As St. Clair lets the ball touch, and all of us at home and LCU can say, thank goodness that one's over, because holy smokes, that was a hard time there for LCU. Definitely have some areas that will need improving on. But to not give them too much of a hard time, there was definitely some adjustments near the end, whether they became more aware of the defensive play necessary as it went along. But yeah, that one was definitely true a blowout. You want analysis on this? It was a blowout. That's as much as I can really say about that one. But obviously, it just goes to show the crazy, I guess, skill differential between the top of a group and the bottom of the group here in this case. And what's crazy is Lincoln Christian University, they've got a few wins so far this season against some of these other teams, which it is what it is. You got to start somewhere, by all means. It's fantastic to have them in the NACE Rocket League, and trying to give it a shot and give this varsity thing a thing. Of course, like I was saying, you start somewhere and you just keep growing from there. And I hope this is not the last we see of LCU. If anything, let it just be the beginning. But of course, props to the St. Clair squad, as they've gotten themselves probably like 40 goals or something so far in this matchup. So they're going to be walking away with quite the stat patter today. But with that, it is about time to close up, of course. Thank you to St. Clair College, to St. Clair SRC, Zuckman School of Business and Technology, St. Clair Alumni Association, PC Outlet, and Tim Hortons for making sure that our team can properly function and have as much support as we do. Very much appreciated. Would not be able to do it without you. Big thank you to everybody for tuning in to this matchup and watching in horror with me, to be honest. But anyway, moving on to what's coming up next. Of course, Wednesday, Wednesday 8 o'clock, UCEA Overwatch continues. About another week or so left of that. The big one, or one of the big ones this week, is going to be on Thursday at 8 p.m. as St. Clair College takes on the University of Windsor for the first time. Looking forward to seeing how that one goes. Of course, our Saints hot off the win at the Jury Esports Invitational this weekend. Could see if they can keep that momentum going for some OPSE action. Week 2 of playoffs for the Collegiate R6 is Friday at 8:30. As of right now, going to be on this channel unless the Collegiate R6 themselves pick that up. So, of course, matches and times always subject to change. And then on Saturday, some more Rainbow Six Siege action as the R6 Collegiate Championships continue at 3 o'clock. And then also on Saturday, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare matches for TESPA get to continue on there. Definitely looking forward to all of these matches. If you have not done so already, be sure to follow us here on Twitch, Saints Gaming CA, of course, our social medias as well. And if you can't catch the matches live, be sure to go to our VOD archive on YouTube, Saints Gaming CA, as well as being able to get first dibs on finding things like player interviews, bird's eye view, and other Saints Gaming related shows. But with that, I'm going to close out for the night as well and get ready for some Overwatch action tomorrow. Once again, my name is Dan Banner, your producer here at Saints Gaming. If you want to follow any of my personal social medias, Banner Broadcast on Twitter is where you can find me most often. But with that, have a good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and supporting your Saints, and we will see you tomorrow with some more action.